Welcome back, you guys. I'm FC. This is Blue Lions TV, and today I'm bringing you guys another news daily video. Now I'm going to focus on 4 stories today. They are going to be on Umtiti, Donnarumma, the latest reports surrounding Gabriel, and of course I'll be talking about Willian, and is he hinting at maybe joining another Premier League London club. You guys will find out all the latest news in today's video, so before I get into anything, smash that like button, help me get over 1,500 likes, and of course today's video is brought to you by the OneFootball app. Download it, you guys, help me out. Every download gets tracked by OneFootball, so if you guys want to support the channel and support me, download the OneFootball app, give it an opportunity, give it a go. You'll find a link below in the description. So on this point now, we start with the first story for the day. And I want to talk about the latest reports surrounding Gabriel, and may Everton be leading the race to sign the young Brazilian defender. Now, this story was reported by The Telegraph, and they reported that Everton have not given up on trying to sign Gabriel from Lille. Now, to keep things real, it wasn't too much insight or context in the article, other than stating Everton's long-term interest in the player, how Everton will continue talks once the season ends, and how Everton still feel confident that they can sign Gabriel and beat off the rest of the competition. Now, after reading the story, my only explanation for things was that maybe Everton are able to offer the player more consistent first-team football than what we can do. Because if Gabriel was to sign for us, listen, he's going to be competing against some great young defenders in Tamori, Chris and Zuma, and some, experienced players too in Rudiger as well. So if Gabriel was to sign, he needs assurances that one defender is definitely leaving. But even when that happens, is he guaranteed a first-team spot, a first-team place? He'll have to compete. And maybe signing for Everton is the best thing for his career at this point in time. Because Gabriel hasn't played so many games at the highest level in football. He may feel that Everton is an easier path to get in the first team. I mean, defensively, they are kind of struggling a bit. Yerry Mina hasn't really lit the world on fire. Michael Keane's always been a pretty average defender for me. Gabriel, his team and his camp, they may be thinking, if we sign for Everton, you're 22 years old, you're getting experience playing in the Premier League. If you perform for them and you perform over consistent seasons, you're putting yourself in the spotlight. You are going to guarantee that a big club comes in for you, spends big, and in that sense, then you'll get that guaranteed first-team football you want. Maybe Gabriel and his team are thinking, let's plan for the long term instead of being enticed by Chelsea and get that short-term gain. As I said, it's obvious that if we sign Gabriel, one defender has to leave. If you're asking me, that would have to be Rudiger. He's a good player, but I think that if we can get someone that could be potentially better than Rudiger at the same age, we should do that, because we're a Chelsea Football Club and we always want to be the best club we possibly can. I'm sure that the club have spoken to Gabriel. He's going to understand what Lampard wants from him tactically, and I'm sure that, he does have a real strong possibility of playing for us. If you're Gabriel and you're playing for a team like us, you're guaranteeing your chances of playing first team for the Brazilian national team. And for every young Brazilian player, that's always a high priority in their career. Let's remember, multiple clubs, including us, have had offers accepted for the player. So if you're asking me, we won't find out the full conclusive information until Gabriel, his team, his reps, have gone through all the offers and assessed them and found the best possible options. So keep the faith. I still keep feeling optimistic. I still think this is a signing that can happen, because we need a left-footed defender, you guys. But anyway, on this point, we now move on to the second story for the day. And this links on very nicely to the first story. It's in regards to Umtiti, and reports are suggesting that he may be available for up to 50 million in the summer window. And if that's the case, would he be the perfect signing to me? Now, this story was first brought to you guys by Nicolo Sciarra, and he reported that Barcelona are willing to offer Umtiti on the market for up to 50 million. Now, they're reporting that we have actually made contact with Umtiti's agent to find out the information, get the lowdown on what's happening, and to find out if we can possibly sign the player in the first place. As I said, this report comes at a very interesting time, because it's very clear that we are in the market for a left-footed defender that can play the ball. If Gabriel decides that, listen, he's not ready yet to play for us and he wants to go to a different club where he is guaranteed that first-team football, it's going to make sense that we are going to turn our attention to Umtiti, because irrespective of his long-term injuries over the past few seasons, this was a player that became a world-class defender easily, and it's very simple to see why. Assessing the player's game, he is renowned for his passing ability and his ball playing skills. I mean, over the past 2 seasons, he's had a pass completion rate of up to 92% over 2 seasons. And yeah, it's not as if he's playing 50 games a season, but still, that consistency, it tells you that that's a core part of his game. And it's no surprise, you guys, Umtiti's first touch is perfect. And in football, when your first touch is good, it means that you can move the ball. It means that you are going to be more focused. Your mind's going to have more clarity as well, and it's going to be easier to play out from the back. Umtiti has that. He moves the ball quickly, precisely, the right weight on the ball. But even though he has these ball playing abilities, that doesn't detract away from his defensive skills. Umtiti is still a defender that ranks high for his aerial duels and ground duels as well. They're usually ranging from like 60 to 65%, which is very good for defenders at this level. And as I've said, left-footed defenders are really at a premium on the market. I think Man City proved that when they signed Laporte for crazy money from Athletic Bilbao. Left-footed defenders really help big teams play out from the back, progress the ball. Big teams get pressed down by teams. They have teams that use mid-block setups as well to stop them playing out from the back. So if you can't play out from the back, in that sense, you're already at an immediate disadvantage. So if Umtiti was available on the market, if we can't sign Gabriel, if you're asking me, I think he would be a good signing. However, with me saying this, I understand the massive risk behind things, and that's due to the player's injury history. It's sad he's had a few knee injuries. He's getting consistent injuries every few seasons, and maybe Barcelona have decided, you know what, we've done everything we can, but we don't think Umtiti can get back to that same level. Clement Lenglet, he's come in, and even though he hasn't really reached like the same perfect heights Umtiti did during his first big breakout season, he's only behind him by just a tiny bit anyway. He's younger, he isn't injury prone, and if you're Barcelona, you're assuming that over the long term, Lenglet will become the better player. So why not cash in on the player, reinvest that money? They're after Lautaro Martinez, so I can see the business sense behind things. So to give my conclusion on the story, you guys, I would only take Umtiti if he was our last resort option, because I think for tactical merits, we do need a left-footed defender. Umtiti is great at that. I understand that it would be a risk. However, we could maybe mitigate that a bit due to our great medical department and due to the fact that Lampard will most naturally rotate his defenders as well. But as I said, let's assess other options first. Umtiti is by no means an awful last resort at all. I mean, he's still an amazing defender, and he's coming, and I think he'd work amazingly well alongside Zuma. But anyway, you guys, we now move on to the third story for the day, and there are more reports coming out in regards to Donnarumma links. Now, Corriere dello Sport were the publication to break the story. They're reporting that we are making an aggressive push to sign Donnarumma from AC Milan. Donnarumma's contract does expire in the summer of 2021. And at this point in time, it's looking very unlikely that he is going to renew a new contract at AC Milan. He's currently earning around 6 million euros per year, and he wants a bit more on top of his current deal. They haven't come to any agreement just yet. And even though Donnarumma has stated that he is a Milan fan, ideally he would love to stay, for the sake of his career. If he isn't going to get his financial demands, him and his agent may decide to move on and look for new pastures new. Now, to give my thoughts and opinions, if you were to go for Donnarumma, targeting the player when he's close to his final 12 months of his deal might be the best time to do that. It's the best time because you can apply a lot of pressure. You can be very political with how you move for the player as well. And even though Donnarumma's agent is Mino Raiola, and we know the history between him and this club, does Donnarumma have many options? Reports are that Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain are the two main clubs showing active interest in the player. However, does he want to compete against Courtois, Real Madrid's? I don't think so. And of course, going to Paris Saint-Germain as well, competing alongside guys like Keylor Navas, is that a situation that he wants to be in? These are two established goalkeepers. He's still very young. And we know how the culture is at big clubs at times. Experience is always going to be favoured. If you're Donnarumma, you're looking at Kepa, you're feeling confident that you can win that first team spot from the player. Donnarumma already at the age of 21 has played over 150 games. Crazy. He's already a seasoned pro at such a young age. Maybe we could find the right terms and deals with Raiola. He's a guy that needs to sell some some of his players to clubs every season because that's how he effectively makes his money. The signing on fee from that deal for Donnarumma would be massive for Raiola, and maybe that will incentivize him to work with the club and help us find negotiable and agreeable terms. Donnarumma's got height, experience, but what I like the most about him is that he's got personality and character, and that's what you want to see in your goalkeepers. So you guys in the comment section below, let me know if you'd be happy to see Donnarumma becoming our potential new #1 goalkeeper. Now we end things with the final three for the day, and we turn our attentions back to Willian. Now, we understand that Willian is currently in Brazil. He wants to be with his family, especially during these current pandemic days. So that does make a lot of sense. And over the past few days, reports have been coming out that clubs in Brazil, such as Corinthians and Palmeiras, have been hoping to sign the player on a free once his contract expires at the end of the summer. Now, as you guys can see on screen, Willian was interviewed by a Brazilian publication. I'm going to break it down and give you the lowdown from what was said. And we start with things now. So as you guys can see here with the first big quote, Willian states that the only concrete negotiation was to renew a contract with Chelsea, which was not possible. They wanted to give me a 2-year offer. I asked for 3. Now everything has stopped. So I think it's so obvious that Willian will be leaving. They weren't able to find an agreement. Maybe from Willian's side, he's thinking, I deserve a 3-year deal because I'm not just any ordinary, plus 30 player. Look at my fitness records. I'm rarely injured. I can play for a long time. I'm still a Brazil international player. I'm very fit, and as my form's shown this season, I can clearly play at this level for a lot longer. However, from the club's point of view, from the financial point of view, they may be thinking, if we give Willian such a big contract, let's say after 1 more year, he's got 2 years left on his deal, he's earning 100-something K plus, and he's not playing first team football. That's going to be a massive financial cost and toll over the long term. So from that perspective, I can understand why no agreement has been made. Anyway, we do continue on. As Willian states here, we listen to speculation. We know that clubs have interest, not least because I will be free in the market. I will be able to negotiate. There is no offer for now. Palmeiras has not come to me. Nobody, I cannot deny it, of course. I have affection, especially for Corinthians, but it's coming to Brazil is something that I'm not thinking about now. It doesn't cross my mind. I still have a lot of market in Europe. So that was very tantalizing. And now very briefly, I'm going to move on to ESPN Brazil. And as you guys can see here, Willian actually elaborated on this even more. My desire is to stay in the Premier League, but I do not rule out playing in other leagues. With a contract until the end of the current season, that is, until the date that should be at the end of the season, the player wants to sign for another 3 years with the Blues, who want to guarantee it just for 2 more. So again, that's just repeating what we already know. Willian, as I've told you guys before, he wants to stay in the Premier League. His investments are here. His family are settled. His young kids are in school here. He doesn't want to move for the sake of it. Ideally, he wants to stay. So, due to that, I told you guys the real possibility. Do not be surprised to see Willian joining Tottenham at some point in the future, because Mourinho and him are still close friends, have a great relationship, and he's the type of player that Mourinho would want at Spurs. We also can't forget Arsenal as well. And recently we have had a little bit of a business relationship with them. We've allowed Petr Cech and David Luiz to still stay in London and obviously sign for rival clubs, which we don't normally tend to like or normally tend to do. So could we be doing the same thing for Willian? Well, it doesn't matter because Willian is going to be available on a free. So he's going to have tons of options. And I think he's basically saying, listen, don't be angry if you see me playing in the Premier League. I love it here. It's the best competition, money, etc., etc. But worst comes to worst, if I'm not able to get the deal I want, I've got options all around Europe. So I'm still going to be good regardless. So you guys, it seems very clear and likely that both Willian and Pedro are going. We are going to be in the market to sign another attacking player to really just fill up those spots and bring that balance there. I have released a big video last night. It's on 5 replacements who could replace Jadon Sancho if we don't sign him. I suggest you guys watch it. I put a lot of time and effort in. I'm sure you guys will like it. And from that point on, you guys, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'm EFC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll see you guys in a bit.